Hi, I'm Gwendolyn with Wine.com, and I am here to guide you through our Pinot Noir tasting trio. So this is one of our discovery kits where you're able to taste 3 distinct styles of one grape variety. So you can kind of consider this your tasting guide. You can watch this video either before, during, or even after you've tasted these 3 wines. I encourage you to use the tasting mat that comes with the trio, and also try to have a separate glass for each wine so you can taste them all side by side, preferably the same shape. So then that way you can kind of pinpoint what you're enjoying, what you might not enjoy, and all the differences in the styles, because sometimes they can be subtle and it's really important to be able to taste them side by side. So this is Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is grown in a few different pockets throughout the world. It is not as widespread as, say, Cabernet Sauvignon or Chardonnay because it's a finicky grape and it's really very particular about the soils that it's grown in and the weather and the climate, has a thin skin. So it really needs a lot of attention. It needs to be in the right place. So due to that delicate disposition, you're only gonna find it in a few different places in the world. That said, there is a spectrum depending on where it's coming from. So the 3 that we have pointed out are Earthy, Floral, and Fruity. So we're gonna start with the Earthy. This first wine comes from Burgundy. It is Domaine Favely. It's a Mercury, which is another region within Burgundy. Burgundy is the home place of Pinot Noir. Younger versions of Burgundy are light, lots of light fruit, light in texture, light in bodied. Some of the best coming from Burgundy are some of the most age-worthy, unique, complex wines out there, and they gain a lot of complexity and can age very long and are highly sought after. But some of the lighter styles, the younger wines, are really enjoyable because of that light fruit characteristic and that kind of earthy undertone. So we're gonna taste the wine, give it a good swirl first, because you wanna get your nose in there and get some of the aromas. As you swirl it, the aromas are evaporating and bringing them out to your nose. So on this wine, again, because we're in this cooler climate, earthier style, the fruit is more on a tart fresh scale. It's red cherry, it's raspberry, and then you have this kind of dried tea undertone coming through, that earthy characteristic. And because this is a lighter style wine, you're gonna get really good acidity. You're gonna really feel the acidity on this. And again, those really lovely tart fruit flavors with the kind of the undertone of the earth. And so that is our Burgundy, that's our earthy style. Next up is Oregon. This wine is the Adelsheim from the Willamette Valley of Oregon, which has just become known for some really amazing, high quality, some age-worthy, some approachable Pinot Noir coming from there. This Adelsheim here is one of the older producers of the state. I like to think of Oregon as kind of that in between the earthy style of Burgundy and then the kind of ripe, rich fruit of California. So this style we are going with floral because you get a lot of the rose petal and violet aromatics coming out of it. That along with more ripe fruit, it's a little bit riper, almost kind of a note of cinnamon coming through. And then yeah, on the palate, you still get that really great acidity. That's important for Pinot Noir. That cinnamon note, as well as violets, rose petals, ripe cherry, all of that kind of combined. It's a really beautiful textured wine. Our fullest bodied of the Pinot Noir is the fruity style. This wine is from Han. It's a St. Lucia Highlands wine, and this is definitely a riper style. It is warmer there, the fruit gets riper, and that shows in the wine. So in here you get almost kind of just super ripe raspberry and cherry, and it's almost like baked in a pie. It's lots of those sweet spices like clove and nutmeg. Those are all coming through on this nose. And you still get great acidity. It is Pinot Noir, but with more texture, much more ripe fruit, and all those delicious sweet spices. So these are the 3 styles of Pinot Noir. We have earthy, floral, and fruity. If you end up deciding you like one particular style more than the other or want to explore more like it, we have links to wines that are very similar for each specific style on the Tasting Trio page. So we hope you'll check those out. Thank you for tasting with us, and cheers.